We played York, and I think that was one of the most complete games we had all season.
So we're about ready for tip-off here. Polanowski against Richardson. And ball
looks
will
like
go
a
to the Lions. Johnson will bring it up, guarded by Kirscher. Sullivan. Now Bach, Polanowski for three, and it's good. Big start for the Lions to start this game, and it's 3-0.
A lot of people contributed, which was always one of the goals for the coaches and the team.
Lions the other way, Sullivan to Bach. Layup is in. Lions regained the lead. It's 5-3.
What a block by Nico.
Yeah, and I think our defense was definitely one of the main reasons we controlled that game.
And a steal. Johnson the other way. And an easy layup. Steal and going right to the basket. Tamari Johnson with his first 2 points of the contest.
In the first half, we kind of not underestimated them, but weren't taking them as serious as we should have.
And going into the second half, York with the lead against the Lions, 24-22. We'll be right back. You're tuning in to LTTV.
When we got in the locker room at halftime, we knew all right, we gotta turn it on. Third quarter, we switched to our 2-2-1 press, which falls back into 2-3. They weren't hitting their shots, and we got rebounds, and we just went on a run.
Polanowski guarded by Kirscher. Open is Johnson, and it's good. Polanowski open for three, and it's good. Nick Polanowski showing off his range once again. And clock will wind down. The Lions with an upset here against York. They'll move to 5-2. York will fall to 6-2.
After the MLK tournament, we had Friday Proviso West, Saturday Proviso East. We knew Proviso East was better than Proviso West, but we didn't want to look past anyone, and we knew the games would be similar. They both have a very similar play style of full court man-to-man defense, and they're just really athletic and big. So we knew that we had to focus on Proviso West first, and after that game, we really got to focus in on Proviso East. At the time, I think they were ranked ahead of us in the state.
When we played them at home, they were ranked 17th, and we were somewhere in the 20s. We didn't listen to that, though. We knew we were a better team, and we came out with energy, and, the results showed.
As much as we, don't like to admit, we always, look at the rankings and try and be they're not better than us. So we kind of went into that game there's no chance Proviso East is better than us.
To start that game, we were losing. I think they jumped out to a 13-5 lead. And after that, then we went into the mass timeout. But then after that, I think to end the first quarter, we were up 2. And our defense was just so good that game. I don't think they had an answer for our 2-2-1 press. We just extended our lead to halftime. I think we were up double digits.
When I figured out that I was one of the best options to help the team win, I just went with that and ran with it. And obviously, I don't know how many I had, 20 or something, but that's not as important to me. It's just kind of helping the team, where I don't see it as oh, I'm going to go get these points. It's if my team needs me to score, I'm going to go do that. And obviously we have Tavari and everyone, so I don't need to be doing that every game. But really it just was kind of some confidence for me to really help me through the rest of the season. Was oh, I know I can be a scorer for this team too. And just I don't have to sit back and let everyone else take the shots, where if I'm not nervous. If I need to take a big shot, I'm not nervous anymore, because I have that confidence that, oh, my team believes in me and all that.
We started with that mentality that we had to beat them by a lot to kind of send a message to the rest of the state, and we beat them by 35.
I think it was just we prepared well, and we didn't try to be someone who we weren't, and we just were ourselves, played as a team, and I think it showed.
In the week leading up to that Friday night game against Glenbard, practice was serious. Like everyone was like locked in mentally, and there was no usual joking around with the team.
That whole week, just on the Glenbard game, we did stuff with pool noodles. We did shooting drills from beyond the arc, and it really showed.
That was definitely a really big game for us. We knew we could hang with any team in the state, and that really showed us that we could. And that gave us like the thought in our head that, you know, any team that wants to play us, we're going to be able to beat them.
We were really trying to focus on like scoring against their defense, because we could beat their press pretty easily, but then in the half court, their zone is really big.
We hit like 5 threes in a row. I think Billy hit the first one, then Nick hit the second one, Tavari hit the third. Sully hit the fourth. It was crazy.
Stuff like that, it was awesome. So to get that quick spark, kind of scare Glenbard almost, show them that we're here. Like we're not going to do the same stuff that we did the last 2 times. So it was awesome, and the fans there were crazy.
I think they were not expecting us to come out that intense and ready. I think at the start, they were not expecting us to hit like 6 or 7 on threes, and we like showed them like, yeah, we're here to like, we're not here to just like lay down and let you guys like stomp all over us on our home court. We weren't gonna let that happen, and yeah, I think we were the more physical team. Coach was telling us all week we got to be physical with them. You know, since they're taller, we just got to get low, be physical, and box out, and no easy layups. So I think it showed.
In the heat of the moment, I feel like we were trying new things. Like we came out in a different defense that we had practiced at the beginning of the game and then switched it up. I feel like it was kind of whatever we were doing was just working. So we wanted to keep any momentum we could find, and any shot was a good shot for us because they were going to get what they wanted.
But to start that game, I remember we were just trading buckets back and forth, and I was screaming so loud on the bench, and I was just going crazy. It was super fun.
I mean, in the first quarter, we had 20 points and 18 of them were off threes. The practice plan helped a lot for that game, and overall, I think that gave us a lot of confidence.
It kind of got to a point where you were like, if we don't shoot these threes, if we don't start making shots, nobody's going to, and we're going to start going down 20 to 30 again. So you get to a point where you kind of, screw it and just shoot it.
At halftime, we were down 10, but we felt that we played a pretty solid half, and that we knew what we had to do to keep competing.
So we tried to progress a little bit, make adjustments, and I think we made some really good adjustments at halftime.
We realized we kind of, we've played them 3 times. This was our 3rd time playing them, so we know how they play, we know what they do. So not only on the offensive side were we hitting threes, but on the defensive side we were locking up Braden Huff. I believe he only had 14 that game maybe, and then doing really good on all our other guys. This individual defense that won us that game, along with the threes.
To come out in the 4th, Nick caught fire. Two threes right in front of me on the bench, and I was just going crazy.
I had been playing on the top of the key to wing area most of the game, and then in the 4th quarter, I tended to go more to the corner. And with the corner, their 1-3-1 is worked so that their bottom guy is their shortest guy. So every time I would get in the corner, they'd have their shortest guy come close out on me.
I think Graham got an offensive rebound, kicks it out to Nick on the top, and hit another one to bring us within 4. Tavari drove, hit a floater to make it within 2.
I mean, we were there. Like I said, the first quarter scared them, but I think they'd had that with a couple games where the team goes super hard but can't do it for all 4 quarters. And I think I had maybe 3 threes in a row. Tavari had a layup. That's what put us up. In the crowd, I couldn't hear myself talk. The crowd was so loud. The place was bumping.
Going into that mass timeout, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think we were going to win. I thought we had all the momentum. Our guys were playing super confident and well.
At that moment, the nerves for us started to set in because it kind of got in our head a little bit that, okay, like we're in a game with, you know, a nationally ranked team right now, and we got a chance to knock them off on our home court. I think that might have gotten our head a little bit. I felt a little nervousness. The crowd was really loud. We couldn't even hear coach in the huddle, you know, and I think they came out of that timeout pretty strong, and I think they got an and one, and they did what they do. They score a lot of points in the end and didn't let us get any good looks. So
the final score doesn't reflect like how close the game actually was. I think if we get the lead in the 4th quarter, we're not giving it back up, and we go on to win the game. So as a 12-point win for them, I think it was more like a 4 or 5 point. It was a close game the whole way. So I guess that would be like if we hit more of our shots in the second, we could have maybe came out on top. But I'm still proud of how we played.
The game against Glenbard was also a big helping factor to help us win more, because it just gave us a lot of confidence, even though we lost to OPR right after. But it showed that like we have the potential to beat any team in the state. So I think those were the 2 most important games.